FLX music scene couldn't get any hotter. Well, just like the weather, it's going to get hotter. So welcome back. I'm Janelle Bradshaw. I'm here to talk about the music scene in the Central Finger Lakes. I have a website called FLXmusic247.com, and it was designed to help you, the listener, find music quickly and easily. You can jump on the website and you can find live music events throughout the Finger Lakes. You can search by date, which is my favorite, and when you click on the date, the events will unfold in time order. You can use the color code to stay in your general geographic area, so not too far from where you are, or you can search by town or specific venue to find out what's going on. It's a super great way to find music or to find a new place to go to or see who's playing at your favorite venue very quickly. No surfing, no scrolling, no endless computer work, to get out and have some fun. I encourage you to find some music in the Finger Lakes. This podcast is going to tell you about a lot of great events coming up this week and a few precursors to events coming up in the subsequent weeks. So let's get started with this week's hotspots. So the Scale House Brewery, I talk about it all the time. I know if you've watched more than one segment, you might say, well, you've talked about this before. I can't stop. The reason I can't stop is because Jen and Luke down at Scale House are presenting 5 bands this weekend. Normally it's just 4. Normally it's just Thursday through Sunday, great bands all around. But this week they've added a special performance. So Thursday you can catch Rob Rowe. On Friday we have a great band called Jeremiah's Razor. And on Saturday 1 to 4, traveling band, a touring band I should say, will stop in for a 1 to 4 presentation, a palette for the Shoal. You can also catch that touring band at Twisted Rail in Geneva on Friday from 8 to 11, or Saturday, one of those 2 days. And also they're going to present PA Line Saturday night from 5 to 8 at the Scale House, and Ragged Soul will be performing on Sunday 4 to 7. So you have 5 chances to experience the great atmosphere, the awesome people, and the wonderful beer and pizza that the Scale House has to offer. Great view there too. We'll flip on over to the east side of Canandaigua Lake, King Ferry area, to visit Trey Levin Winery. Trey Levin has a great music program. They typically have fun party bands on Friday nights and chill acoustic duos and such, sometimes bands on Sundays from 2 to 5. And this week they're presenting a super awesome premier dance band out of the Syracuse area, Letizia and the Z Band. That's Friday 6 to 9. They'll also present 2 area favorites, the Roadhouse Prophets, acoustic guitar duo on Sunday from 2 to 5. Awesome place to hang out. Bring your lawn chair, lots of room to space out. They have a great stage, great food offerings. And did I mention the friendly people of the Finger Lakes? If you visit the Finger Lakes, make sure you're friendly too, because you know how it is. If everybody says hi to each other, sooner or later you've met new friends and heard some stories that you haven't heard before. So it's really great to interact with those that you run across. In Naples, New York, down at the bottom, or I should say to the west of Canandaigua Lake, you'll find Inspire More. Naples is a cute town. They have a lot to offer there. They have four venues off the tip of my tongue that have regular music. This week, Inspire More Winery is having a special concert. It's got a ticket associated with it, but it's going to be a great band. The band is called Yarn. They'll be warmed up by the Big Blue House. Yarn is a singer-songwriter, Blake Cristiano, who has also been traveling the country performing, and he tells stories, both stories of truth and fiction, and he's spent his life dedicated to writing songs that inspire you, make you feel those things that you don't feel every day. Well, I don't know. Big Blue House, also the warm-up band, is a favorite of mine. Bob DeRosa is a friend, and he and his group will play some super great blues and rock music to get them warmed up. A super great place. Inspire More has a cafe right nearby. Down the street, you can find some brews at the Naples Brewing Company. You can have lunch at the social restaurant at the Naples Hotel, and you can find an awesome distillery at Hollerhorn, which is newly rebuilt since their fire last summer. A great place to spend the afternoon. And if you love nature, right around the corner is the Cummings Nature Center and a lot of great area trails to explore out of Naples. Super fun place to be. Well, right in Seneca Falls on Canandaigua Lake, perhaps one of the only restaurants that you can get to that sits right on the edge of the lake is Wolfie's, and they have a full bar and full menu and daily and weekly specials, and they offer music often 4 times a week, this time 3 times, with Jim and Friends on Friday night. And Anson Styles, this artist, wow, I've seen him play with about 4 different bands now. He is really something special. He's a bass player, and he just lays down a groove like you couldn't believe. He's a sensitive musician. He also sings, and he plays in the band The Movers with his dad, where they call him Shadow. Get it? He's the son. Get it? Yeah. Super great musician. I encourage you to see him on Saturday from 6 to 9. I'm not sure if he's playing solo or if he's bringing some friends, but we'll find out. And Mr. Monkey is a great band out of Syracuse area. Patty Dillman is a classic rocker, and she's just a super entertaining rock and roll artist, and they have a lot of fun. So they'll be down on the pontoon stage, Mr. Monkey on Sunday from 4 to 7, everybody else from 6 to 9. The pontoon stage, it's so cute. You can dance in the sand. They have a boat bar right next door. It's a great place to relax and hang out. On the flip side of dance in the sand and hang out, if you want to put on your polo shirt, you don't have to. I'm just joking. But Geneva on the Lake is newly renovated in the bar area and the restaurant. They have some great new people there. We call it upscale around here, but it's not all that upscale. You can still wear your shorts and your t-shirt. They won't look down their nose at you. But they have a really super concert coming up, and I just found it just last night. It is 2 of the singers from the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and apparently they've been here before. I just never knew about it. But Chloe Lowry and Ali Petrelli will be joined by a group of young youth performers from the Chamber Music Association in New York City, and they're going to present a wonderful concert on Sunday the 30th and Monday the 31st. There's also dinner special included, and that's just going to be one of those events. If you have a special event going on, or a special birthday, anniversary, or something like that, and you need an incredibly wonderful meal and concert, this is one that you won't forget. And Geneva on the Lake property is a property that you'll never forget once you show up there. They also have other music, so be on the lookout for that. They've added new music this year to attract a wider audience, so find it on the calendar and get on over to Geneva on the Lake. And I have to talk about the Geneva Lakefront concert series. Now, I'm partial, it's true. I mean, I was contracted with the city of Geneva to book the bands, and I've had a great time doing that and met a lot of great people. And this coming week on Wednesday, August 2nd, August 2nd, the Mambo Kings will perform. That's going to be about, I think it's going to be 6 or 7 pieces of Rochester's finest Latin jazz band, and they're just going to light up the stage for you. It's going to be some fine dancing music. So see ya at Geneva Lakefront on Wednesdays, every Wednesday, 6 to 8. Really great bands. Okay, so let's hit some hot shots. These artists are artists I think that you'll really enjoy, and I just like highlighting some of them and some of the venues that they play on at as well. So one of my favorites, I met her last year, Nancy Kelly. She's a jazz vocalist. She's going to sing at Curly's. Now, Curly's has a full music program these days under the direction of Diana Jacobs. So, I mean, Diana's got some great contacts in the area, and she's really bringing in some great artists to entertain you at Curly's in Auburn. This week, Nancy Kelly will sing on Thursday from 6 to 9. They're bringing in Joel Kane's Uptown Band on Friday, and Mitty and the Followers on Saturday. It's going to be a great weekend in Auburn at Curly's. Climbing Vines is a beautiful place that sits high up on the hill on the west side of Seneca Lake, and it's a fine brewery. They have a beautiful tasting room there, and they're going to offer the Soul Benders. The Soul Benders play some blues and classic rock in the style of Sam Cooke, Van Morrison, and the Allman Brothers. That should be a really fun show too. Again, a beautiful place just to hang out, enjoy the offerings of the venue, and hear some fine music. Finger Lake Cider House, some different offerings because they offer cider created right from the fruits they have in their orchards or that surround the cider house. They're offering one of my favorite bands, Little Ann and the Hot Cayennes. I mean, who doesn't love Zydeco music? They have an accordion, they have washboard. They've traveled the country from Maine to Louisiana, and they're here to perform for you. Again, anytime that you can get enough beat going, enough groove going that you can get up out of your chair and dance a little bit. I think that's a band you got to go see. They're going to play Friday 6 to 9 down there at Finger Lakes Cider House. Another fine Finger Lakes artist, Xarika, young female artist out of the top of the lakes area. She's going to perform at Seneca Stag Brewery, and I love some of her media suggests that, and which is true for all musicians or most. You know, where does the inspiration come for your music? Where does the motivation and the drive come for you to put together a song and to present it to other people? Well, you know, it comes from the heart. It really does, and it comes from your experiences and your heart. And Xarika's songwriting reflects that. She really puts it out there for you, and but she's also got, in addition, when you think of the heart, you think of sadness and heartbreak and all that kind of stuff. But let's not forget that the heart brings forth joy and excitement for life and humor. So let's get out to hear Xarika at Seneca Stag on Saturday from 5 to 8. It's also Darlene's birthday coming up, so make sure you say hi to Darlene, the owner, and wish her a happy birthday. Another incredible artist that has traveled around the Finger Lakes area and is well known in the Rochester area as well. He performs 100 to 200 times a year. That's, you know, every other day. Jackson Cavalier. This year he got involved with a competition called Gem in the Rough, and there were over 1,000 artists recordings submitted for this competition, and out of those, Jackson came in second place on that. So that's pretty great for him to be discovered in that way. So you can hear him at Little Italy in Seneca Falls. Again, they have a full bar and restaurant there. It's right downtown, and the pizza's great. That's Saturday from 6 to 9. And another incredible Finger Lakes artist, Janet Batch. She's going to perform at Toast Winery on Monday the 31st. It's going to be a nice, cool, well, it might be hot outside, but it'll be a cool set. Janet's got a super distinctive voice, and again, drawing from the spirit, drawing from the soul, drawing from the heart, gathering influences of musicians throughout time, and putting together her own unique sound. Hints at country, hints at Americana and folk, and don't forget a little bit of comedy involved as well. She's a great person, great singer. I hope you can get out to hear her at Toast. Toast is one of the few venues that offer music on Mondays, so grab that calendar and find what's going on Mondays. Mondays is the new Wednesday, right? If Tuesday's the new Thursday. Well, in the Finger Lakes, every night is a night to go out and hear live music and enjoy what we have to offer. Let's do it. On to the Tried and True. Well, my Tried and True segment talks about artists or venues that you can't go wrong with. And this week I'd like to let you know that an area favorite, especially in the Canandaigua Lake scene, is Alex Smith, and he'll be joined this week with his partner Jay Darks to present an acoustic duo. They start early down in Hammondsport at Finger Lakes Beer Company at 4 o'clock. I love that idea because on Friday at 4 o'clock you can get started there, and then there's several other places around the lake to hear live music. But Alex is well known, and he's got a great voice, and he combines with many other artists to create memorable sets of music for you to enjoy. Another traveling musician that comes back to the Finger Lakes several times a year is Claudia Hauser, and I know I've mentioned her before. She's a yeah, I said that right. A local young lady from the Fairport area who's made her name in country music, and she's doing great, and everybody loves Claudia, so when she's in town you got to see her. She'll be at Keg and Barrel on Friday the 28th from 6 to 9. Keg and Barrel overlooks to the west, overlooks Canandaigua Lake. Nearby, the Switzerland restaurant's right nearby, so you can have a full meal and head on over for some live music or vice versa. And so the Switz also offers late night DJs, so if you go to the Keg and Barrel and you're just not satisfied that you need more time on the lake and more music for your soul, head on over to the Switz for some late night music. Another long-standing party here in the Finger Lakes, maybe next year you plan your vacation around it, is Wagner's Alta B party. Now, Wagner is a winery, a brewery, and they also have the Jenny Lee Cafe. And I tell the people at Wagner every year when I go down there, did you know? Well, my my PE teacher in grade school was Laura Wagner, and she actually quit teaching school in the middle of the school year to go help her family start a winery, and that was in 1975. So they've been presenting fine wines in the Finger Lakes area since 1975, and so I have a little bit of a little bit of great memories of being a part of the beginning of the Wagner Winery. But anyway, Telephone Party's going to party with us, dance and funk music on Friday night at 6:30 to get it started. The Dart Brothers, which is a super innovative blues rock band, playing original music on Saturday from 1 to 4. And again, one of my favorite bands with some psychedelic influence and killer female vocals is Feed the Fire, and they'll be performing on Sunday from 1 to 4. I'm sure there's more, but there's lots of specials and lots of food offerings down there at at Wagner Winery. Another thing I can't miss, but I probably will, but I don't want to, but I probably will. I really want to go, and I'm not sure if I can, but I want to go to the Summer Jam 23 at Lincoln Hill Farms. Lincoln Hill Farms puts on this incredible summer music series, mostly ticketed events, but tickets are help bring in some state-of-the-art musicians and national touring bands and super great people. Don't forget, Lincoln Hill Farms offers Sunday Fun Day every week for people who need to hear music at Lincoln Hill Farms and don't really have what it takes to buy the tickets. But anyway, the Summer Jam, this Summer Jam has 3 great tribute bands. I didn't even write them down. One's a Grateful Dead tribute, another is a Allman Brothers tribute, and it's just going to be super fun. So get over there. It's from 3:30 to 10. And did you know that Lincoln Hill Farms offers a VIP ticket that you can buy, where you get seating on the upstairs patio? Limited tickets available, but check them out. Read all the small print. You'll need to take $10 cash for your parking spot, but it's all worth it. It'll be really fun at Lincoln Hill Farms. And another Syracuse soloist that plays in this area very often is Just Joe, and you can catch him Monday at Potter's Farm to Fork in Port Byron. Another great place on a Monday night if you don't have anything going on. They have a burger and brew special there, so you can just enjoy their new patio. It's super great. Just Joe will be there, and if you miss him on Monday, you can catch him Tuesday at Geneva on the Lake. So 2 tries for Just Joe. You can find those events right on the calendar. Another tried and true venue, and this has been for years. I think they've been open now, 10 years, maybe a little bit longer, is Two Goats Brewing. Now, Two Goats Brewing is a self-contained unit. They only sell their beverages at their place, and they have bands 4 times a week, 4 bands, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And their view is to die for. They have some of the finest sunset photos I've ever seen on Seneca Lake. They face towards the west, so in every season, the sunset is what draws me to Two Goats. Well, then plus the band, and then of course their beer. And because food is required to be served when you're serving alcoholic beverages, Two Goats has a famous beef on wick sandwich, which is their only food offering unless they have a food truck. So it's a great place to go. Check it out. They're offering this week Jay Schnitt on Thursday, St. Vith, which is a local indie rock band led by Oliver Berto. They're an up-and-coming group. Stereo Opticon will get you going with some dance, funk, party, psychedelic influence band. And the Garlic Band on Sunday from 4 to 7. The Garlic Band is named because they call themselves raw and strong. Garlic, get it? Anyway, so check out Two Goats. It'll be a good time down there. My last segment is something new, and I'm always on the lookout for something new. And when there's hundreds of music events on the calendar and you can go to one at a time, I have a severe case of FOMO every single week. And so when I'm home working on this, the calendar, and when I'm checking out where people are playing, I'm like, oh, I want to go to that. So Music in the Park in Seneca Falls at People's Park on Thursdays, every other Thursday, 6 to 8 p.m. This coming week tonight it will be the Endy Brothers playing, and they're a great local duo right here from the area. and they have a pretty nice following of people. They present some originals, but a lot of great covers and favorites that you'll recognize. And there's food and drink offering down there for you too. That's put on by the Heritage the Waterways Heritage Museum and Visitor Center. It's a great place to take some family and friends if you need to get a little bit of information about the history of Seneca Falls and the surrounding area. Very well done. I highly recommend the museum too. Something new, Geneva Light Opera. Now, I heard or I saw that the weather is going to be quite toasty this weekend. And so if you need to beat the heat, this is your chance to spend a couple of hours in the Smith Opera House. The Smith Opera House is this huge, cavernous, and gloriously decorated turn-of-the-century theater, which offers plush seating and fine seats all the way around. And this weekend, they're going to offer the light opera Elixir of Love. Sounds like a great show. Have some leads from the New York Met on the stage. Thursday it's an evening show, and Friday and Saturday I believe they're afternoon shows, so get on to FLXmusic247.com and find out when they are, or head right to thesmith.org to get more information. If there's tickets involved on the calendar, I'll put a little parentheses and say click here for information or tickets. That way you don't have to go jumping to another website. You can just click on the music event, and I'll provide a link to you to get to both the venue and to a place to buy tickets immediately without any extra clicking. Saves a lot of time. Another really special presentation is going on this week with Mike Younger. He is also traveling to the area, and it comes by, I don't know, maybe once or twice a year. But he's joined forces with 4 or 5 female artists, and they're presenting a program called Gathering of Voices. And their songs are going to be aimed at women's issues such as equity and equal rights and freedom, all those important things that we have to continue talking about, that we've been talking about for hundreds of years now. And just so you know, 100 years ago, the Equal Rights Amendment was proposed by Alice Paul right here in Seneca Falls. And that's being recognized this year because there's still a lot of work to be done with women's rights and civil rights. And anytime that you can support artists that are sharing their love of these topics, I think you should try it. So at Moondogs in Auburn, this group will be performing on Thursday from 7 to 10. You can catch them at noon right in Seneca Falls at the Women's Rights National Park right on Fall Street. That should be a beautiful setting for them to perform. The Declaration of Sentiments is etched into a stone wall with a waterfall going over it. Should be really nice. They have a great little performing area there. And also you can catch them Saturday evening down at Napper's in Penn Yan from 5 to 8. That's right in town, right on the Cuca outlet there in Penn Yan. Another great opportunity. Who doesn't want to go on a moonlight stroll? I was going to say midnight. Moonlight stroll in Sonnenberg Gardens. Doesn't that sound delightful? If you're not familiar with Sonnenberg Gardens, it's a historic park as well, and it's I don't know how big it is. It's a couple of acres of pathways and mature trees and gardens, and it's just really beautiful there. They're offering music a couple times this summer. The Cool Club and the Lipker Sisters will perform on Saturday from 8 to 10. That's really going to be I'm sorry, that's on Friday from 8 to 10. They're a great group to hear in any setting, but to skip along the pathways listening to the crooning sounds of the Lipker Sisters sounds like a dream to me. Check it out. I think there's a small ticket on that. It's on the website. And also then the Cool Club and Lipker Sisters will be performing on Saturday the 29th right here in Geneva on Linden, live from Linden. That's free from 6 to 9 down there. Another place I'd like to highlight is the Central on Main in Canandaigua. The Central on Main is a courtyard corridor that you can enjoy food from Canandaigua and live music on Fridays and Saturdays from 5 to 8. You can actually have food delivered to the Central on Main from the local restaurants right in town. So it's kind of a win-win. You want a burger from Eddie O'Brien's and your spouse wants, I don't know. There's lots of restaurants down there. Something else, and you can just have it delivered to your table while you enjoy the live music. This week they're going to offer the School of Rock on Saturday from 5 to 8. Should be fun. And I'd also like to highlight an upcoming concert. This is in honor of my sister-in-law, Suzanne, who's a huge Beatle fan. And I'd like to announce that Beatlemania will be performing down at Seneca Lake Brewery in the Bureaucracy on Saturday at 7 o'clock. Seneca Lake Brewing and the Bureaucracy has a wonderful backyard with some outdoor seating. They have a great deck, and they're a English-themed brewery anyway. So they have English brews, and their kitchen, they have some innovative offerings, including, I haven't had one, they probably don't offer them in the summer, but I had a pot pie there, the old-fashioned chicken pot pie from the English brewery. It was fun. I think you could go there. They have a lot of great bands that occur and special events at the Bureaucracy throughout the year. I'll try to highlight some of those. So that's it for something new. We do have some upcoming events I'd like to let you know about, some great regional ones and some small local ones. Skinny Atlas Music Festival has begun, and their first opening night presentation will be tonight, the 27th, at the Presbyterian Church in Skinny Atlas at 8 p.m., and that will be Elliot Fisk and friends performing classical guitar. I checked out the lineup. They've got some wonderful classical music on the roster, and that should be a wonderful kickoff. And I'd also like to let you know on Saturday that Bella Fleck, I don't know if there's any tickets left, because Bella Fleck is a bluegrass legend, and he'll be performing at Anula's. He's a 15-time Grammy Award winner in the Americana and folk genre, so that should be really great. I'm sure if you know Bella Fleck, you already know he's coming, and if you've never heard of him, see if you can sneak in and find out something new. Find a new person to follow. Waterloo holds an annual summer festival to benefit St. Francis and St. Clair's Church there. It's been going on forever and ever and ever. They have games for the kids. They have my favorite, I don't know if they have it this year, they have the cake table, where you put the dime down, they spin the wheel, and you can take home a homemade cake. It always just appeals to me. They have great food, lots of incredible volunteers. If you're from the area, you might recognize a few of them. But that's this weekend from Thursday through Saturday, and they have live music going on those nights. And nicely, on Friday and Saturday, the bands start late, so you can party all the way till 11 in Waterloo. Wow. Yeah, it can be fun. There. Let's not forget my friend Gonzo, Michael George Gonzalez, is presenting his program weekly now Tuesdays at Twisted Rail in Geneva and Wednesdays at Rio Tomatlan and Canandaigua. And Gonzo is a community-focused artist, and his presentations aim to include others. So when you head to a FLEMA event on Tuesday or Wednesday, you'll be hearing the music of some of the Finger Lakes' finest musicians, and you don't know who you're going to bump into. We had at the jazz jam on Wednesday at Rio, artists from as far as Rochester and Ithaca all convening together to get to know one another, to play music together, and to hear great music. So check out any of those events. They're on the calendar. Each week is a little bit different, so if it matters, check the calendar to see what's going on. Otherwise, head out to Twisted Rail in Geneva on Tuesdays, 6 to 9, or Rio Tomatlan and Canandaigua on Wednesdays from 6 to 9. And the Hector Fair is back. I don't know if they used to have one. Before I entered the music business, I didn't know a lot about Hector. Did you? But they're having a fair, and I've met a lot of people from Hector now, and they're super friendly and awesome people. They're going to have a good time no matter what happens, and they're going to be down there from 11 to 10:30 p.m. There's going to be, again, games for the kids and vendors and food and music and happy people. Saturday, July 29th. Another incredible festival that's coming up, which I believe is a long-standing festival as well, is in Lima. It's the Crossroads Festival, and they have blues bands playing for 3 full days. And I saw the lineup. You got to click on it and see the lineup. There's some great local, regional, and touring bands performing in Lima. It's a small town, very cute, and their anchor down there is Fanatics Pub, which offers live music regularly throughout the year. And even though I don't like the dates, because the end of August makes me a little sad sometimes, but Picking the Pastures coming up the last part of August, the 24th through the 27th, and a fine one-day festival over in Aurora on the 26th. And again, I'm getting old enough to give people advice, and my advice to you is to get involved. So let's say you're a young person and you don't have a lot of friends, and you don't, life can be lonely when you leave the house, but go ahead and get involved. Go to some music. Here's a great ice-breaking question. So how did you find out about the band? And let someone tell you how they know about the band or the venue, and just start a conversation. Music is a wonderful entry point to start a conversation with people that you don't know, because it doesn't have any you either like the band or you don't like the band, and that's okay. Open mics are a great place to meet people, and if you're a musician, to get your music out a little bit, to get some courage and some inspiration. So if I'm out and I see you, say hi to me. I'm always wearing my FLXmusic247.com shirt, and I'm happy to talk to you about music and a bunch of other topics, whatever you need to talk about. And if you see my intern who might have with her, Emily, she'd love to talk to you as well. She's a music industry scholar, and she's excited about moving on in the music business after she graduates. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram. We're sharing posts connected to other music, and we'd love to have you follow us. There's always more on the horizon. And lastly, if you are a musician yourself, I'd love to hear from you. If you're a venue offering regular music, I'd love to hear from you. If you're offering a special program or a ticketed event, I'd love to hear from you. If you have any feedback about the podcast or the website, I'd love to talk to you too. So hit me up with a email at flxmusic247@gmail.com. And my wish for you is to be able to find music quickly and easily. My wish for you is to enjoy what the Finger Lakes has to offer, and to honor those artists that put their heart and soul into their music. My wish for you is to find time to spend with your family and friends and build memories, especially in the summertime, that you'll never forget. So hope to see you around. That's the Music Lowdown. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much.